Hey, what's going on? Jeff Ratcliffe here. It's fantasy football draft season, and we got to talk about some draft strategy. I want to talk about the quarterback positions. How should we approach the quarterback positions in 2018? And you know, the names may change, but I'm going to tell you this. The strategy stays the same regardless of what league you're talking about. You do not need Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady to win your fantasy league. I know it's crazy. You don't need these guys, though. And I'll tell you exactly why. When you're going to go out and get Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or one of the top names in this year's draft class, you're going to have to spend a premium pick on them. You're probably, in your home leagues, going to have to draft them in the second round. You might have to draft them in the first round. I know some home leagues are like that. Well, you're spending heavy draft capital to get those guys when you could be loading up at running back and wide receiver. And the thing about it is, you only start that one quarterback, but you start plenty of running backs and wide receivers, probably 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, maybe a flex. You're going to need more ammunition at those positions than at quarterback. And the value difference between the top running backs and the top quarterbacks compared to guys who are at the next level, the RB2s, the quarterback 2s, the value difference is much more steep at running back and wide receiver than it is at quarterback. So simply put, you don't have to have these guys. You can wait. Trust me, it is true. I swear, it is true. You can wait at the position. So what happens? You're there, draft day, quarterbacks start coming off the board. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't run up and, oh, there's a run on quarterbacks. I better get one because they're all going to be gone. Because you know what? The guys in your league, or gals in your league, if you're in a 10-team league, if you're in a 12-team league, eventually they're going to stop drafting quarterbacks. And the thing about it is there's legitimately 20 quarterbacks who you could have as your starter this year and still be very competitive in your league. It doesn't have to be Rodgers. So you don't have to drink the Kool-Aid. Stick to your draft plan. Wait at quarterback. Now, I'm not saying wait until the very last rounds. But I think a great spot, if you're in a regular draft, so 15, 16-round draft, a great spot to look at quarterback is about round 8 or 9. And I wouldn't say to target any specific quarterback, but you will have some options in that range. Kirk Cousins might fall. He may not. It depends, especially if you're in Minnesota. He's probably not going to fall there. But you know what? He may fall into that range. Ben Roethlisberger is going to probably be there in that range. Matthew Stafford is going to be there in that range. These guys are both quarterback ones last year. They're going to be there, and you can very likely get them at a nice value. Maybe even Andrew Luck if your league is skittish about the injuries. However, maybe those guys still go a little bit earlier because it's home leagues. That's fine. If you're in around round 9, round 10, that's still really where you want to look at as your wheelhouse for quarterbacks. And there are other options at your disposal. And what I like to do is if I don't get, say I don't get Big Ben, even if I do get Big Ben, the strategy I like to deploy is what I call safe and upside. Now, what that means is you're going to draft a safer quarterback option and an upside quarterback option. So you get your floor, get you through the earlier part of the season, but then you swing for the fences with the other guy, and maybe you hit a home run. I know, baseball analogy with football. But regardless, here's how we execute this. In and around this range, we're going to go for a safer option. Somebody like Phillip Rivers, who consistently is a quarterback one. But we know his ceiling, is it enormous? No. Somebody like Phillip Rivers. Then we go for an upside option. And my number one upside option this year is Patrick Mahomes. So you start the season with Rivers and Mahomes, or you start the season with Roethlisberger and Garoppolo, or you start the season, maybe you wait a little bit longer and you start it with Alex Smith and Mitchell Trubisky. Now, that's not as good as the earlier combinations, but still, hey, it's not the worst thing. And if Trubisky hits, then you have that higher ceiling on your hands, plus the nice floor with Alex Smith, who now is in Washington. I know typically, you may get the advice to not draft 2 quarterbacks, and that's fine and dandy if you're drafting Rodgers, but you're just sacrificing way too much value if you're drafting Rodgers. So I like to go this safe and upside approach. You can always unload these guys as well because you're not expending heavy draft capital. So if you had to cut one of them, if the upside guy doesn't work out, because he isn't always going to work out, then maybe you can move on. And keep this in mind, annually, every year, late round guys or guys who aren't drafted are among some of the best fantasy options out there. Last year, it was Deshaun Watson for the first half of the season, wasn't drafted. The year before, it was Matt Ryan. He was either a late round pick or wasn't drafted. The year before that, it was Carson Palmer, wasn't drafted or was a late round pick. You can get tremendous value in the late rounds. You do not need Aaron Rodgers. Say it with me. I do not need Aaron Rodgers to win my fantasy league this year. But you know what you do need? Pro Football Focus for sure. Go check out all of the fantasy options that we have and give us some comments on your draft strategy this year at the quarterback position below. Subscribe to the channel for more fantasy videos from us, and go check out all the fantasy tools, rankings, projections at ProFootballFocus.com.